Good morning, students. So, this is the part 1 of the chapter The Fundamental Unit of Life, and it is a chapter 5 of your NCERT class 9th, and this is presented by me, Pooja Verma. This is the introductory portion. So, basically, as you all know, that the planet Earth is the home to the millions of different kinds of living organisms. Now, what does you understand by the term living organism? Basically, those organisms who has the tendency to reproduce, to respond to their stimuli, they show growth and development. So, all those organisms is termed as living organism. And biology is the field or is the study of life. That is, all the living organism we can study under the subject biology. Basically, if we bifurcate the term biology, then it is originated from two Greek words, that is bios and logos. Here, bios means life and logos means knowledge or acquiring there or to study. So basically, biology is the study of life. Here we study about both living, that comprising plants as well as the animals. Okay, and the study of plants is termed as botany. The study of animals is termed as zoology. Here we also having a very specific group of microscopic organism, that is microbes, and the field which is dealing with the study of microbes is microbiology. So now question arises that why one should study biology? It is something to understand ourselves. You know what, student? Sometimes a number of queries come to our mind, just like why this is happening to our body, why this change is requiring. That is something beyond our understanding. But biology enables us to answer all these questions. The second point is the appreciation of life. Now, why we need to appreciate? So students, biology basically brings appreciation, just like it enlightens us for the various diversity. Diversity here means variety which we are observing around us. Okay, just like sometimes you just observe a drop of water under a microscope and you will able to find that there was a lot of organism present there. Okay, so basically it enable us to develop that skill, that scientific aptitude to study all those. Next, agricultural improvement. See, growing improved and more varieties of food is very necessary for survival of human race. Okay, and you know what? Biologists have always trying to meet the increased food requirement just to meet the increasing population of the world. Okay, and for that, every biologist or the farmers is being adopting the new techniques. Okay, just like selective breeding, hybridization, and so on. The next one is the development of scientific aptitude and attitude. See, biology, by studying the biology, we basically develop a scientific exploration that develops skill, how to observe, how to record, how to perform experiments, and so on. Okay, and at the last, it's very necessary to study biology to maintain our personal hygiene. You know what, students, understanding ourselves is most important to live a very healthy, hygienic life that free us from many diseases. Okay, it also explained that why we get diseased with something, how the germs work in our body, why sometimes we get diseases due to the lack of certain nutrients in our diet. So all those things and so on. So here basically we dealt about the introductory part and the question that why one should study biology. Moving further, now question arises that what exactly constitutes a living organism? So the answer here is the cell. At the structural level, all living organisms are composed of tiny means small, okay, living units called the cell. Cells are only seen with the help of a microscope. Now, what is microscope, students? So basically, microscope is an instrument, okay. Microscope, the term microscope is an instrument that basically used to magnify the object, to zoom in, okay. Because you know what, cells are very small, that can be seen by our naked eye, okay. Now, on the basis of the number of cell, we can differentiate the organism on two bases, that is unicellular and multicellular. Here the term uni means what? It means one. Okay, so those organisms who are having single cell only, that termed as unicellular. And if we talk about multicellular, then multi means what? Many. Okay, so those organisms whose body is composed of more than one cells is termed as multicellular. Here's a certain example, just like bacteria, amoeba, paramecium and euglena. All these are the examples of unicellular, and fungi, plants and animals. All these are examples of multicellular. Coming to the next point, a cell can exist independently and perform all the life processes, just like metabolic processes. A cell can exist independently, okay, single cell having all the tendency to perform the basic functions of a life. So we can conclude by this definition that a cell thus is the structural and functional unit of all living organism. Okay, now the question arises, then what is a cell? So we can say like this: cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Cell is the basic unit of life, and cells are the tiny building block that make up all the living organism. Is that clear? So till now we had just covered the introductory portion, that what is living, what are the components of a living organism, how a living organism are composed of, that is the introduction of a cell, what is a microscope, on the basis of number we are having two categories, unicellular and multicellular, okay. Then we see about the definition of a cell and so on. On the next topic, from the next video, we'll continue with the discovery of a cell. Thank you. Stay tuned.